Hi, this is Liana, Holistic Intimacy Coach. I'm jumping to reintroduce myself because a lot of people have joined this year. If you've checked out the stuff that I have here and in my bio, all the links, you already know that I facilitate online bodywork practices that help you become a grounded and resourceful intimate partner. I've done a lot of personal growth and I've faced a lot of challenges in order to become like that and facilitate that. But let me tell you, I was not always like that. There's this saying that says, every master was once a disaster. This was also me. So back 8 years when this all started, I was an environmental activist living in Romania, Southeastern Europe, having founded and leading my own environmental NGO, which had brought to my country 2 social movements around environmental protection. We were supported by embassies, ministries, a lot of private companies, corporations that supported the environment. We had a lot of awards for the stuff that we had done. So did I as the president of that NGO. We had the patronage of Princess Margarita of Romania. That's one of the members of our royal family. So those were honorable, beautiful things that a lot of Romanians had heard of. In my personal life, however, I was struggling like crazy. And it was unbelievable to me. Every time I would rise in love in relation to a man, and I would approach the person and let him know, people would back away, would freak out, would start projecting things. Nobody would ask, but what do you want now? And I didn't really want to be in relationships where I didn't feel anything. So I didn't go into relationships just for the sake of having a relationship. I told myself, if I can't be with the man that I feel for, I'm not going to be in a relationship. So many years, I kid you not, for many years, I was not in relationships. My sexual expression was going ballistic. It was blocked. It was stuck. I was faced with a lot of despair and upset and anger and anguish sometimes. Why can't I have a beautiful relationship where I play, where I explore, where I do crazy things? I didn't understand that. And it was hurting at the same time. Back in 2014, I actually went through another attempt, which ended in a traumatic experience for me. And I actually got to understand that when I went to a psychotherapist, specialized also in sexuality issues. And in cry, like for 1 hour, all I could do was sigh and cry and barely make sense. It was that bad. The poor woman, she wasn't poor, but so she was very supportive and listened to me. And she wrote down whatever she could make sense of me, sharing through my cries and tears. And after going through a few sessions with her, I started making my own plan to embody my sexual expression and center it and ground it and still live in a beautiful way, even if I wasn't in my situation in a relationship. So I went through a lot of programs and reading books and listening to interviews and people's stories and going through my own personal growth and learning about different practices and trying them on my own and finding a certification, sexological bodywork, and hearing about that, going like, wow, you can get certified? I want to do that for me. That's how I started. Fast forward a few years, when one of my teachers said, okay, now that you've gone through all of this, if you go back to your lives and you don't change something, the inertia of your life is so powerful that it will draw you back, suck you back to the place that you were before. So I told myself, no way, I'm not going back there. Therefore, I couldn't exactly determine somebody to rise in love, not fall, rise in love with me. There was nobody back then that I could manifest that with. So I told myself, okay, what do I know to do? Well, I build social movements. Okay, I'm going to build a community around sexual growth. Boom. That's how I decided to become a sexuality coach. It was crazy for my country back then and still now. It is a tough job to do. Thank God for my English skills and thank God for the online, because I can reach so many people with online practices no matter where you're from. You can join the online practices, which I also facilitate live weekly in Zoom audio calls. And you can express whether you've been through trauma and abuse, whether you've been raised in a sexually non-supportive environment, whether you've been celibate for many years and you didn't have an avenue to center and ground your sexual expression, whether you're partnered, but for whatever reason your relationship is sexless right now, whether you're blissfully and happily partnered and you want to keep fresh, new avenues and inspiration coming your way, online practices are the thing for you, and this is what I'm here to help you with. Through online bodywork practices, you can become a grounded and resourceful intimate partner. So this is who I am, this is why I'm doing this, and I believe that anyone at any age, in any relationship state or non-relationship state can benefit. So check out the links that I have in bio, check out the programs, join me, and become a grounded and resourceful intimate partner, and let's grow.